And your girl couldn't get out of bed because she wasn't really feeling herself. There was times where your girl was so depressed and really burnt out. And a girl couldn't go on. Reality is there's been times where I've completely slowed the business down because
Hey there, business athlete. Welcome to BizScale with Tanya. I'm Tanya, your go-to gal for all things business growth and scalability. Whether you are diving into the online business world, kickstarting your tech startups, or hustling with your small and medium-sized enterprise, this podcast is your one-stop shop for no-nonsense discussions and practical tips to level up your game. We are cutting through the noise to bring you the insight you need, from demystifying challenges to outlining actionable strategies. We've got your back. Join me and some industry rock stars as we share stories, drop wisdom bombs, and map out your route to success in today's fast-paced business landscape. So buckle up, folks. BizScale with Tanya is here to help you crush your goals and scale your biz like a pro. Let's dive in and get down to business. Feeling the squeeze when it comes to making your business really click in the market? Are those profits not quite hitting the mark no matter how hard you hustle? Well, perk up those ears because we've got something special just for you. It's time to turn the tide on those financial woes and set your sight on some serious growth. So let's cut to the chase. How do you know if your business is crying out for a helping hand? Here are 3 dead giveaways. Your bank account's looking a little sad lately. You are banging your head against the wall trying to break into new markets. Clients are slipping through your fingers faster than you can say customer retention. Does that sound familiar? Then, if it does, it's time to shake things up. Our business audit is like a GPS for your profitability, guiding you to smoother waters and bigger paydays. This is for you if you are tired of watching your hard-earned cash vanish into thin air, if you are ready to dial in your business for profit without sacrificing quality, and if you are serious about building a business that stands the test of time. Here's the lowdown. We'll take a deep dive into your expense, sniff out the fat, and cook up a plan to trim it down while beefing up your cash flow. But hey, let's keep it real. This isn't some overnight success and miracle story here. It's about rolling up your sleeves and making those smart moves that pay off big time down the road. So if you are ready to kick those financial blues to the curb, hit us up. Head over to tiny.cc Business Growth Clinic and book your audit today.
Welcome to this episode of Skill with Tanya. It is going to be a really interesting one. I'm excited. I've finally figured out how to do a slideshow on StreamYard. Yes, I've been using StreamYard for years, but I hadn't figured that out. Before we jump into this mini masterclass on scaling, and the topic today is actually scaling your business without fear. We are talking about the fear of scaling that I'm actually seeing being discussed all across the internet, and why I actually feel that it shouldn't be the case, and you shouldn't just be scaling your business anyhow. You should be scaling it profitably and sustainably. But I'm going to be talking about what is leading to the fear to scale your business, and what you should be aware of so that you can make a lot more better decisions when it comes to scaling a business. I am Tanya. I'm a business growth architect, and I run a revenue enablement and go-to-market agency where we work with tech-enabled and tech startups to grow and scale their businesses profitably and sustainably, and all this while taking you, the founder, out of sales so you can focus on more strategic things. So, Tanya, ¿qué pasa? What do you mean by that? Simply put, like how when you are trying to grow your business, you constantly have chaos. It's chaotic. Like revenue is stagnant, growth is stagnant. Nothing seems to be going the way it's supposed to be. You keep losing team members. That's basically what we do. Your operations are a mess. We solve that for you, essentially. So one of the things we're covering now is one of the reasons why I want to discuss this, because something that I've noticed especially amongst the female entrepreneurship environment, there's a lot of conversation that actually discourage women from scaling their businesses, and there's a lot of fear mongering amongst women around scaling. So this is one of the reasons. Your conversation here, you should be able to see it if you're watching this on YouTube. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Would you please subscribe so that we grow this community and you let YouTube know that this is some amazing content that you are consuming. And if you are listening to me on the podcast, please subscribe and share that with somebody. This could really help somebody because I've seen so many female-owned businesses burn down because of this problem. So I want to help you understand what is the problem. So I'm going to share a little bit more on what life could look like. So one of the key topics we are going to be discussing is I'm going to be walking you through how to overcome the fear of success, which is essentially one of the main components behind the fear of scaling, which is ironic. You would think it is the fear of failure because a lot of people, I remember asking a couple of clients, what do they think was the reason behind this fear? And most were like, no, it's the fear of failure. No, it's actually the fear of success. So one of the key elements I want to discuss is actually something else, because the fear mongering that is happening is actually also creating this whole lifestyle business trap for a lot of business owners that actually lead to them sabotaging their successes. And here's what life looks like right now, because I want to paint this picture for you to understand. So as the morning sun paints streaks of gold across the horizon, Christy, who is an amazing business owner, sit at her desk, staring at the spreadsheet before her. The numbers danced in front of her eyes, each one representing a milestone achieved in her entrepreneurial journey. A business, a boutique marketing agency, had grown steadily over the years, attracting clients with its personalized approach and innovative strategies. Yet, as she looked at the projection for the upcoming year, a knot of anxiety tightened in her stomach. Ever since she had started a business from a tiny apartment, Christy had dreamed of success. She had poured her heart and soul into building a business, sacrificing countless hours and sleepless nights to see it thrive, and thrive it had beyond her wildest dreams. She had poured her heart and soul into building a brand, sacrificing countless hours and sleepless nights to see it thrive, and thrive it had beyond her wildest expectation. But now, as she contemplated the next phase of growth, a familiar sense of unease crept over her. Scaling a business had always been part of the plan, a natural progression of her success. Yet, as she delved deeper into the logistics of hiring more staff, expanding her services, and reaching new markets, doubt began to eat at her confidence. What if she couldn't handle the increased workload? What if her clients didn't respond well to the changes? What if, her pursuit of growth, she lost in her pursuit of growth, she lost sight of the values that had guided her business from the beginning. Lost in her thoughts, Christie's gaze drifted to a photograph on her desk, a reminder of why she had embarked on this journey in the first place. In the picture, her daughter grinned up at her, her eyes sparkling with innocence and trust. It was for her, Christie realized, that she had to push past the fears and embrace the challenges ahead. With renewed determination, Christie squared her shoulders and reached for her phone. It was time to assemble a team, share a vision for the future, and enlist the support in realizing it. She knew it wouldn't be easy. Scaling never was. But she also knew that she was capable of more than she had ever imagined. As she dialed the first number on her list, she felt a flicker of excitement amidst the apprehension. This was the moment she had been waiting for. the moment to confront her fears, to rewrite a story, and to step boldly into the next chapter of her journey. And with her daughter's smile lighting the way, she knew she was ready for whatever lay ahead. Now, the story isn't unfamiliar. Maybe this has been new, but I can guarantee you that I have been Christy. I have been the woman that was scared of growing a business. I have been the woman who has kept a business small for the fear that what if things didn't work out? What if people leave this? What if people say that? And I've met countless Christies over the years. You see, the reality is that after this part of the journey, for many of us, and maybe you as well, maybe you've already been on this journey, maybe you getting on this journey, but I'm just gonna give you perspective. You get on the scale your business train, and maybe you did in the past few years, and it feels or has felt like you were drinking water from fire hoses. And you see every way that it is better to keep your business kept at that lifestyle level. It's high margins, little to no team, the dream that is being sold. But the reality is that it is a goal. Because if I'm honest and I'm going to keep it 100 with you, life will be life. Things in your personal life can hit the ceiling. Family members could get healed, and you have to step up and step out of the business. Now, this has been me. Something I don't really share publicly is that I've had my times where your girl couldn't get out of bed because she wasn't really feeling herself. There was times where your girl was so depressed and really burnt out, and a girl couldn't go on. Reality is there's been times where I've completely slowed the business down because I couldn't cope anymore. And this was wrong. This is one of the reasons why I actually advocate for scaling, because you want to have the systems in place when these times happen, because life will be life. You will go through a breakup like I did back then. It's a few years ago, nothing recent. And it's just life is lifing. So there was a time family member was really ill and I had to be around. Life was lifing. But in those times, you want your business to still operate and your clients to continue to be supported. You can't just do a vanishing act and be a Casper, unfortunately. And I'm honest, being there, done that. Got a t-shirt is not nice. So right now, yes, your business is profitable, but you limit its growth potential due to the comfort you're experiencing or actually the fear of change. But on the other hand, you do not want your revenue to be affected or your lifestyle to be hit if for some reason you have to step away. This is the funny part, right? So scaling is the answer here. But the truth be told, scaling often requires taking risks, investing, and embracing change, which some entrepreneurs, and maybe you, and this has been me, avoid to maintain the current lifestyle because it is scary. I'm not gonna lie, it is scary. Because the reality is, you will have to overcome the fear of success that you have and the fear of failure to start scaling. Because breaking free from this comfort zone is crucial for unlocking your business, true growth potential. Because when you choose to cap your business as a lifestyle business with high margins and a small to no team, it seems appealing because you avoid the operational challenges. However, this approach gives you a full sense of security. Markets evolve and customer preferences shift. And when you do not adapt and you do not expand your business actually becomes outdated and loses relevance. So you have to embrace the growth. And embracing the growth at the same time doesn't just mean more work, because it's about having a business stay resilient and future-proofing your business against changes in the competitive landscape. If anything, the only constant is change. Because let me just give you an example. Let's look at the world of creating courses and coaching. I mean, if you check out my channel, I've been around for a minute, so yeah, I'm glad to speak about this. Things have been shaken up. Things are still shaking up. In fact, if you look at it, we're moving away from personal-led businesses, personal brand businesses, lifestyle businesses, to more community-led businesses. We're moving away from personal brand businesses leading with lifestyle to people wanting more of a substance. So people are all about communities right now. Many are ditching the whole high ticket vibe because the sales cycles are a lot longer due to the market maturing. And this will continue to happen. So here's the deal that we have to understand. Change is the name of the game in this business journey. So when you chose to become an entrepreneur, you signed up for growth. Let's be honest. So if you signed up for growth, right, you gotta be ready to roll with the punches. So now before I delve into this, let me be clear that if you want a lifestyle business, by all means, this conversation is not for you. You should stop listening to me right now because this is none of your business. So I'm gonna give you a minute to leave. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm happy that you are here. Please do still do subscribe, or maybe you check out something else on the channel, maybe. But this conversation is not for you. Okay. Now that they've exited, let's talk. If you ever thought scaling meant losing the essence of your business, turning it into chaos mayhem, here's a real talk. It's not about downsizing, it's about building the right platform. The idea of scaling often gets a bad rap. It's seen as sacrificing your authenticity for a robotic and military drill structure where you, the leader, is always caught on fire. And that's the way scaling is portrayed, and usually by people that want you to only have a lifestyle business. So it's usually made to look like it means becoming a faceless giant, forgetting that the essence lies in the foundation that you've built. And then there's also the so that they make you feel, or you actually feel inherently, that you hustled hard to get here. So now you imagine that 20x this, what you currently have, means working 20 times harder, which is not the case. And it is often a fear of success. And this is really sneaky, especially with high achievers. Like myself, maybe like you. You will hit a certain threshold of success, which could be a revenue goal or raising capital. Life feels really good, and now you feel like you have everything you ever wanted and more. And at the end of the day, you also felt like it was a fluke now that you have it because you know what is required to create a certain level of success. Your logical brain tells you that you need to do more, and your subconscious mind feels that and leads you to sabotage that. That's usually the fear of failure. So you tell yourself, I'm good. I really don't want to scale my business anyway. I'm okay with it being my little business. Or you will do what the logical brain tells you to do, then create unsustainable success, which leads to burnout. And because subconsciously you were afraid, you will tell yourself, see, I told you, it required too much. You then descale the business, keep it small, and life goes on. Truth be told, your brain will always look for the evidence to support the narrative you subconsciously believe. And if your inner dialogue says, we can't scale this, more success is terrible, this is good enough, if you don't currently have that evidence, it will create it for you. And this is what the fear of success is. You have a comfort zone mentality. Yet, in order to grow, stepping outside of your comfort zone will be essential for your growth. But if you see, understandably, the fear of the unknown is daunting. It's scary. I get it. Been there. I live it. I live it every day. I'm not gonna lie. You then have imposter syndrome because you start doubting your abilities and feeling like you don't deserve your success, which actually holds you back from scaling your business. Then when you start adding the loss of control, because when you need to scale, it's no longer about you. It can't be the Tanya show. You need to trust other people to take over the actions you need to take, the strategies, the service delivery. And that is scary as shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's scary as F. You need to trust other people. You need to share your ideas, your blueprint, your thought patterns. You need to start teaching people to think like you, to do like you. And I'm not gonna lie, that loss of control is scary, because in the back of your mind also you start thinking, what if they steal my ideas? What if I'm telling them this and they take it and run it and do it for themselves? I get it. I get it. So if you have that playing in the back of your mind, they can steal my ideas, they can do this, they can do this. I'm not sure I can trust them. And I remember I was speaking to one of my mentors, who was also a spiritual leader, and they were telling me, because I'm Christian, but obviously I guess this is more universal as well. What I was told, what he told me was like the enemy, the devil, robs you of your ability to trust, because your ability to trust requires you to lean on onto other people. And when you do not have that, it's very difficult for you to let go, because you can't even let go and trust God. So I get the loss of control. But the reality is, in order for you to grow that business, you are going to have to build a strong team, and you are going to have to trust your team. And that is the only way your business will grow. And when we come to the financial risk, I will admit, one of the things is definitely you want to be planning your finances. Baby, yeah, you got to be careful with your finances. Implement planning, seek expert advice. Also, if there is a free alternative to something, use it. I say I got no shame for that. Yeah, I have no shame on that. If there's a free alternative, baby girl, we use it. So one of the things I want you to really take from this conversation, you need to reframe your mindset, especially when it comes to scaling. Scaling doesn't have to mean chaos. You can develop and implement streamlined processes and systems. You can create a well-oiled machine that supports your growth. Scaling can still mean that your authenticity can meet your expansion. It doesn't have to mean that you are sacrificing your values or the essence of your brand. Because in reality, it's about finding ways to amplify your uniqueness as you reach new heights. And the best for me is that scaling is about empowered leadership. It's about embracing the role of architect rather than just being the cog in the machine. And it allows you to steer the ship and maintain control as your business scale. This is one of the things that I want you to really think about. You need to reframe your way of thinking, because your business becomes a platform. It becomes a platform.
We will be back shortly with your episode. Right now, let's hear a quick word from today's episode sponsor.
Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you dream of financial freedom? Are you tired of the rat race and would like more time with your loved one and friends, making memories that will last you a lifetime? You may want to download Building a 20 Million Portfolio, How I Created Financial Freedom by Aurélien Amaka, a successful entrepreneur, founder of System IU, and author. So why not give it a try? Download Aurélien's book now and start building your own path to financial freedom by heading to tiny.cc/freedomb.
On which other people's are dependent. And yes, that part is scary, that a lot of people are depending on you. And I get a conversation. I was listening to a mastermind call the other day, and it's about there's this lady, she's in it. Both of them actually that were part of the conversation at scaled, one at BizScale, both at BizScale actually. One had burned out for over 2 years, and she recently just came back to rebuilding a business, because obviously, especially if you're in the online business space, there's a content creation part. And the other one had scaled to 7 figures and completely descaled, crashed, and burned down the business because she just couldn't maintain it. And that is because you need to understand that building a business is about creating platforms. And you need to build a scalable platform. So what does having a scalable platform mean? It means having streamlined operation, having agile adaptability, and obviously your leadership style, being an empowered leader. So the streamlined operation is about implementing efficient processes and systems to reduce chaos and increase productivity, which is key to sustainable growth. Your empowered leadership is about equipping you with the tools and strategy to confidently lead your team and navigate growth, which is very essential because your leadership style will determine the scale at which your business grows. And obviously, how adaptable are you? How agile are you as a business? Because you need to cultivate that culture of agility and adaptability, whether you've raised funding or not, because it will allow the business to respond effectively to the market changes and seize new opportunities. This is very important. And something that I've realized over the years, right, is that the fear of success is what creates the fear of scaling. And it's deeply ingrained in the psyche of many entrepreneurs. And the funny part is that it manifests itself in very subtle ways that hinder growth and expansion. And that's what I shared earlier, the comfort zone, not being willing to step away from your comfort zone, or being afraid of change, those imposter syndrome, the financial risk, being scared for your work-life balance. Especially that part, especially for us women, right? You fear that scaling your business will consume all your time and energy, which leads to a poor work-life balance and burnout. However, truth be told, we can prioritize self-care, we can set boundaries, we can delegate tasks, which can help maintain a healthy balance while scaling the business. And it's also, I think I shared that, I've spoken of hinted at this, the lack of system and processes. And this is often the biggest culprit why you will scale your business. Because the funny thing, especially in the digital online business space, there's this fantasy and conversation where people seem to think that scaling a business is only about revenue growth. It's only about growing the money that you're making. That is not the case. It's not just marketing and sales. That's not what the only thing that it takes to scale. Is it important? Yes. But scaling a business without the proper system and processes for your operations in place is what creates the chaos and inefficiency that you battle with when you reach that level that you're trying to scale. Let's say you're trying to scale to 7 figures. Your business starts feeling like it is one of Elon Musk rockets that are about to implode as they are entering the surface. And that's because of the lack of system. You do not have the right infrastructure to support the growth, which holds you back. And the reality is that it requires that you invest time and resources into developing scalable system and processes in order to scale and grow the business. And in order for that growth to be sustainable, too many entrepreneurs rush the spot. They rush the spot and they're like, I'll do that later. The profit will take care of itself. The system will take care of itself. This is infrastructure, I'll do it later. Only to find out that, no, baby, you couldn't do that. You've incurred a debt on your system that cannot be tackled later. And unfortunately, as you grow, if you do not have the right infrastructure, you do not have the right foundation, unraveling that is 10 times harder than if you had put it in place. Unraveling that will be 10 times harder. And unfortunately, that's the truth. And I know that I'm saying quite a bit, and obviously it's quite a mouthful. But one thing I want you to really do is that as we are reframing this, I want you to reframe success as an opportunity for growth and positive impact. Because when you acknowledge your achievements and capability, you can start cultivating a mindset of abundance and possibility. Because one thing that is true is that your mind can only allow you to grow to the boundaries you believe are true for you and feel safe. So embracing a growth mindset is a must so you can view challenges as a stepping stone to success rather than insurmountable obstacles. It's about fostering resilience, confidence, and a willingness to embrace change. So right now, I want you to think through this because I want you to let go of the fear of the unknown and embrace the exhilarating journey of scaling your business to new heights. Because let's talk about maintaining your authenticity in scaling your business. It's all about obviously retaining profitability. We're all about profit, right? So you want to optimize your operation and strategic decision making so you can retain more of what you earn as the business even as it scales. You want to be an empowered owner, business owner, in control of your business, who's able to chart your own course and whose ultimate goal is sustainable scaling, where you are profitable, your business can operate well like a well-oiled engine, and you have work-life balance. And that is also without compromising your core values and vision for why you started your business. That will remain intact throughout the scaling process. And that is really crucial for maintaining authenticity. So when we talk about authenticity in scaling, that's what we mean. However, when you start looking at scaling without the systems, without being authentic, without all the things that we've discussed so far, you start seeing you are in a constant sprint. You're feeling like you're constantly running a sprint with little time for strategic planning or reflection. There are excessive meetings on your calendar, spending a significant amount of time in meetings, managing various team members and tasks. Profit concern, you're experiencing a sense of unease or worry about managing a larger team and maintaining profit margins. The money, what I've seen actually, the interesting thing I've seen here, for some business owners even, they will make more money. The revenue will be growing, but the profits will be dwindling. So the operation costs, the SGA, will be eating into their profits as they scale. So instead of them getting maybe to 5 million USD and making more money, let's say maybe their profit should have been, especially in the online business space, the profit maybe, especially when you're digital, selling a digital product, your software, let's say the profit, your gross profit would have maybe been 60% or 50%. Let's make it 50%. So you made 5 million, maybe you should have been profiting, your gross profit should have been 2.5 million. As you scale and when you do not have the systems in place, your profit becomes 1.5 million. And as you grow again further, your profit goes down to 1 million. That happens. Funny enough. And that is all due to the fact of because of the operational chaos that you have, because you felt hesitant to embrace growth due to concerns, the operational chaos. Unfortunately, this even leads you to keeping your business even smaller or not trying to grow any further because you're hesitant to grow any further because it's already really painful right now. And you do not want to increase stress and chaos in operations. So what if this is how we can agree that this is how? So what is the path to sustainable growth? You want to achieve sustainable growth is based on one, first of all, streamline operation. You want to implement those systems to reduce the chaos and increase productivity with your team. You want to empower your team to navigate growth, and you want to achieve consistent and sustainable growth through strategic scaling without sacrificing profitability or losing control. So as we talk about this, let's start talking about the mechanism of scaling a business because I gotta keep it 100 with you. The biggest problem has been about how you are hiring. So if you're in the digital space, you're bootstrapping your business, let's say you're a coaching, consultant, and agency, you've been taught that you need to get a VA first to remove yourself from the menial task, and then you can hire another one, and another one, and another one. I mean, this is not the way to do it actually because you become the manager. Because what happens is that you hire the first VA, you get the second VA, then you get an appointment set, and then you get a closer account executive, and you end up stuck in meetings the whole day. That's why you feel that you're constantly running a sprint. And the funny thing is, obviously, you've seen this play out before when you were working, maybe, if you came from the corporate space, and you navigated like the big company waters, you managed a team. But can we keep it real? You didn't build the ship, you didn't construct the mothership, the business, the platform that you are not creating. So right now you recreated the same thing, thinking that you will manage well because you were such a great manager in your job. But it's a different ball game when you're a ship builder, when you're building the mothership, the platform, which is your business, and you're not just a passenger because before you were the passenger. Because let's keep it real, in a business that's already been built, the structure to support you manage the team members are already in place. You joined an already built structure and became a passenger, aka a manager. So you know how to operate and build business at that level because the right units were already in place. The founder built the original ship. The difference is now that you cannot create that right now. You do not have the structures. You need to build a structure. And in order to do that, you cannot do it on your own without putting the right people in place. You are a visionary trying to do and implement a job. It ain't gonna work. To scale, you need a platform, not just a ride. So you've been building your business as a ride. So you need to start constructing the vessel that will propel your business forward and not thinking you can hitch a ride on someone else's creation. Because subconsciously, that's what you've been doing. And whether it is your own creation, whether it is you getting into a coaching or mentorship program and then just rebuilding somebody else's vision, a lot of entrepreneurs, maybe you are hitching hikes on other people's motherships. You are hitching hikes on other people's dreams and visions. Your real problem lies in the fear of building, be it due to past big corporation experiences or misconceptions. It's holding you back from creating a scalable business. So if you're honest, it's not about the fear of morphing into a corporate machine. It's more about the unease that you're feeling managing a growing team, witnessing profit margins tighten, and steering clear of the impending stress. You're scared of the stress, you're scared of the work. Let's keep it real. So your dream of a 7-figure business, 8-figure business, 9-figure business, $1 billion business, empire, that could be a coaching, an agency, course business, an a tech plan, but I don't care. It clashes with the nightmare of managing a colossal team. So if you're honest, you are not only resistant to growth, the real problem behind your fear of scaling is that you are trying to sidestep the looming chaos because you feel it to be chaos. But I want you to allow me to share something with you. More team members shouldn't mean and shouldn't equate to fewer profits. But I do understand the worry you're experiencing, and it's understandable, it's palpable, I'm with you there. And if you are like me, you obviously bootstrapping, because a lot of times I get on calls. It's funny, I get on calls and I get asked, are you ever going to raise funding? And I'm like, not now, definitely not now. And I will maybe eventually, and not now. And the reason is simple. I think a lot of coaches, agency owners, those creators, services firms, your consultancy, a lot of us strive to shield our hard-earned revenue from unnecessary erosion. So even when you're trying to grow, and that growth could even mean like raising, right? But like when you are operating, the erosion is usually the headcount. So it's not just about the headcount, it's the nagging doubt about steering a massive team with confidence. It's scary. Managing people management, it's a skill set. This is why, like at Biz Digital Academy, the academy side of the business, we have an accelerator that we are opening the doors to soon enough, Brand to Scale, which is an accelerator for businesses that are looking to scale their businesses so that they're able to exit. So it's not just for the entrepreneurs, but it's for those that are trying to build enterprise value for their businesses. And one of the cool things that we're working with entrepreneurs for the 12 months is actually people's management. We have a really amazing mentor there who has been in the executive search, who has amazing human resources experience, who will be working with the founders, the business owners in the accelerators on this because it is a skill and it's actually a shared concern that echoes through the entire creative entrepreneurship. Because the truth is that I've had to learn is that avoiding a big team is not on, it's not really about you being anti-growth. It's not. I've been there. I had to fire everybody, rehiring or hiring, having to deal and managing it, dealing with different people's emotions. I've been there. I've been there. And the truth is, the reason why you probably descaled your business, even though you want something bigger, is because you're anti-stress, anti-profit loss, and perhaps you harbor a little bit of skepticism. English, English bundles. You a little bit skeptical about your leadership finesse when it comes to dealing with a team. And what I have to think about is that the problem is that for many, especially when you are in the growth stage, the scaling stage, is you go on a hiring spree to try to solve the problem, which is this is what gives you a really bad test around hiring. Because you had that knee-jerk reaction of throwing more bodies at the problem, which is like slapping a band-aid on a very systematic one. The problem was not a tactical, it was a systematic problem. You have a system and processes problem in place, but you're throwing more bodies at the problem. It doesn't mean the problem will go away. You just create more problems for yourself for the future. So it's not even about just the size of your business or the size of your team. It's really about streamlining the efficiency of the entire operation. And this is not exclusive to digital businesses or online businesses. If you're listening to this and you run a manufacturing company, you run an engineering company, you run a bank, or you run a restaurant chain, it's the same thing. It's just the moving part will be different, but it's essentially the same. Because one thing I've seen is that tech companies grapple with the same dilemmas where you see layoff, which is not just due to the team size, but it was mostly about precarious foundations that erected the business. So one thing I really want to check you right now is that it shouldn't just be about amassing an army of team members when you're growing, when you're scaling. Scaling doesn't need to mean you need a bigger team. You need to start crafting a well-oiled machine. So if right now you're hiring the 7-figure milestone, yeah, you may turn to automation and AI. We implement. And this is not out of disdain for human touch, but because of your desire for heightened efficiency, drama-free operation, and a business that works along 24/7. And understandably so, because I'm seeing this like a lot of entrepreneurs, especially in the online business space, having weathered the storm of big teams, are opting for automation, less drama, more streamlined efficiency. Not out of the fact that they're being stingy or frugal, but it's mostly a strategic attempt to retain more for the earn. And as much as there's the shift to tech and automation, I want you to acknowledge your reality because sometimes the operational element of your business requires some gentle untangling. And it's not just about replacing people with automation. So instead of scaling down, you need to start approaching scaling your business like you're building up, creating a lifestyle business on steroids. Just one way you, the founder, are not a cog in the business. That's what I want. Because then scaling becomes an organic extension of your values, not a compromise. And you maintain that authenticity that you want. And your platform reflects the vision of your business, not a borrowed blueprint from somebody else, because that's the secret sauce that sets you apart. And one thing I want really to point out is that could you really imagine growing your business without losing the soul of your business? So I want you to really think about that, because if you do, you will embrace the challenge of building your platform to really grow your business to its full potential. But one thing for sure is that it is your business, it is your role. And you need to choose not to compromise, because you need to start embracing the power of being the creator. It's lovely, it's beautiful when you think about how God allows us to be creative. So in this new paradigm, scaling becomes a journey of empowerment, not a compromise. So if this is something that is really something that appeals to you, I want you to DM me on LinkedIn the word scale. If you don't know my name on LinkedIn, it's Tanya Cabrera, just like this channel, just like you're seeing on your podcast phone screen if you're listening to this. DM me the word scale, and I'm going to chat with you a bit more about what you could be doing, just hear a little bit more about the story, because we are looking to partner with businesses that are looking to maintain consistent growth, to scale profitably and sustainably while being agile and without the chaos in operation. Here are some signs that might indicate that your business scale journey is a mess. I think I shared that earlier. You're feeling like you're constantly a sprint with little time to strategic planning or reflection. You spend a significant amount of time in meetings, managing various team members and tasks. You're experiencing a sense of unease as you are managing a larger team. You're feeling hesitant to embrace growth because of stress. You're resorting to hiring more team members as a knee-jerk reaction to problems instead of addressing the underlying issues. You're struggling to maintain authenticity and control as your business expands. You're seeing your profit margins tighten as your business grows, leading to concerns about sustainability. Can this even continue to operate? If you resonate with this, with all these things that I shared, it might be time to start reassessing your approach to scaling and consider shifting from merely accumulating team members to building a well-oiled machine that aligns with your visions and values. And if you partner with us to alleviate the issues, here's what life could look like. You could have streamlined operation, as we will be implementing efficient processes and systems that will reduce chaos and increase productivity. You can finally achieve that sustainable growth as you're achieving consistent and sustainable strategic scaling without sacrificing profitability or losing control. You can cultivate a culture of agility and adaptability. You can maximize your profitability because you have optimized operation, and you are also now very empowered as a business owner. If this is you, DM me. I would love to support you on this journey. We wrap up this podcast episode. I hope you've had an amazing time. Let me know what were your thoughts as you listen to this. I know it's a mouthful. It's quite a bit to think through. Let me know what were your thoughts. Let me know what did this conversation activate in terms of thinking. Let me know in the comments. Reply to this podcast if you listen to this on Spotify. Give a review. Leave us a review. Rate us on the different podcasts. We truly appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Bye.